Really?
We have a very slow connection today. My internet provider has been a real dickhead lately, but here we are with Truly Uncensored, and back with the Saturday show. How is everybody doing this fine Saturday? Super fucking sunny where I am right now. Not overly hot though. I mean, a couple days ago I felt like my balls were roasting off. So I'm doing okay now. We're about to have some BLT, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, how is everybody doing right now? Well, regardless, let's go ahead and talk about something. So, Truly, there's a promo that I was showing you the other day, and it had Tony Schiavone, and he was with Tony Khan. And Tony Khan was saying, he was saying, I see that Nick Khan is working with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, keep in mind, we've had Yuji Nagata over here, John Moxley, the U.S. and New Japan champion. How is that possible? I'm going to address these rumors live tonight on Dynamite. So, the big rumor, as if you guys didn't know, was that New Japan is working with WWE, and that is spearheaded by Nick Khan. And the one who suggested all of that is a man by the name of, guess who? Goat Boy himself, Daniel Bryan. Apparently, as one of his contract stipulations, he wanted it so that New Japan could work with WWE.
How is that his business?
He's such a fucking mark. I know everybody likes Daniel Bryan from the Yes Movement, but that's not the same Daniel Bryan. What's up, Destructor?
Hey, Destructor. Welcome to the show.
It's not the same fucking thing. It just pisses me off that they cave into that goat-faced little dwarf every fucking time. Like, they already had him fucking up creative on SmackDown. Then it's to the point that now this fucker is bringing all the smart shit into WWE even more. I mean, at this point, he might as well just be Triple H. Triple H is filling the roster backstage, all the backstage personnel with people just like him. And I think that's what's fucking up wrestling right now, and I think it's leading to the detriment of it. But Truly, you need to talk because I need caffeine, so please talk for me. Talk about whatever you want.
Okay, so I was just on Facebook a few minutes ago, and I thought it was really interesting because now in Florida for this concert, I don't even remember the name of the band because these guys are like irrelevant to me. But if you don't have the vaccination, you have to pay $1,000 a ticket. And if you do have the vaccination, you get it for $18 to go to their concert.
That's so faggy.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of ridiculous. Oh, and something I want to like resolve that I was tagged in on Twitter today. For all you Friends haters, bite me. I absolutely fucking loved it. So therefore, y'all can sit there and bash it all you want, but the fact of the matter is, I loved it. I cried. I was excited. I was even quoting episodes. So I enjoyed it.
Me personally, I was never a fan of the show, but I got their casual appeal. It's like with How I Met Your Mother. That's a show it reminds me a lot of. I'm not a How I Met Your Mother fan, but I can see why it got the casual appeal, and I can see why women liked it, because Friends is one of those shows that fucking women like, especially like women in their late 20s, 30s. They fucking love Friends.
I was a teenager when it came out.
I'm talking modern day. They fucking love Friends, and they think that it's a culturally iconic show, and it was. But I just, for the most part, I think that reunions and reboots are kind of shit. I remember the last reunion that I watched was for Frasier, and that was just garbage. I couldn't get into that at all.
I'm not one for like a lot of reboots or anything, but there is a couple reboots that I would not mind seeing. Married with Children is one of them.
I'm against that just because I think all the characters have changed so much. Like Katie Seagal, she's like Mrs. Serious Actress now, and Ted Bundy, the actor who plays Al Bundy. I always forget his fucking name. I was reading an article about Ted Bundy earlier.
Wow. Yeah. Why were you reading that article?
But yeah, with Al Bundy, it's like he looks old as shit. I remember him being on the show with Selma Hayek, I think it was. I don't know, some Mexican chick with big knockers. And he just looked old. Modern day, yes. And he was married to the big-breasted Mexican chick. And I just remember how old as fuck he looks. I don't want to see.
Definitely not someone high though.
No, I don't want to see Al looking like that. Bud got out of the acting biz in like early 2000s, so he's not doing that shit anymore. Christina Applegate got one of her boobs cut off and just looks like a fucking scared lesbian nowadays. So I'm not too fond of bringing her back.
She had cancer.
I know. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying.
But it kind of sounds dickish.
But it's just like compare Christina Applegate from like 1996 to Christina Applegate nowadays. It's like a completely different thing. You know, they're not the same.
Totally
thing.
dickish. Still, just saying.
I'm just saying it wouldn't be the same Christina. Christina is known for
you say sorry right now, or you owe me another Snickers.
No, I'm not going to say I'm sorry. Why would I say I'm sorry? She had sex appeal back then. That was her draw. It's like nowadays, what's her sex appeal? Like, what's her appeal at all? Like, what would you watch Christina Applegate for?
Cool. I am still in your Snickers or your Twix. So.
I'm asking you a question here. What would you watch Christina Applegate for?
I just love her.
She's not the funniest. She's not the smartest. What does she have to offer?
Who knows? Maybe she can get back into that character like Phoebe did from Friends.
Nah. Well, with Phoebe, it's just be a tall blonde dork that looks like a goose. So it's like
you're a goose.
It worked for her. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to too much of the movies that are coming out nowadays. They just I remember watching a remake not too long ago. It was the Halloween remake, and I was just like, God, this sucks. Like, how could anybody fucking go for this shit? I don't get it at all, guys. But,
is there anything that you would want to see remade then?
I was hoping that the Mortal Kombat remake was going to be good, but they completely dropped the ball with that. I don't know what happened there. Like,
oh God.
Well, I was really hoping for it, and JC, he went ahead and saw it, and he's like, okay, you remember how it had that corny, nostalgic appeal? And I'm like, the original Mortal Kombat? I was like, yeah, I remember that. And he's like, okay, well, take that and just take out the corny, nostalgic appeal. And I'm like, oh, great. So it's like worse than the first movie. That's not acceptable.
Okay, so here's my whole thing, though. Like with the Friends thing, it was just where they were coming back together for the first time in 17 years on set. They weren't even like going through and even trying to restart the show up or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where I was okay with it, because I would have probably had a problem had they tried to start a whole new show up.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have had a problem with that.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed watching what I enjoyed. So again, don't know what the remarks were for on Twitter saying that was crap. No names. One of them's in here right now.
Well, hey, he speaks the real. You can't blame him.
Yes. Okay, so apparently NC did not get enough of his caffeine, so he went for mine. I already ate all that candy.
All right, I'll get the one over there then.
So
yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm glad that they didn't come back with another show. Like, if they came back with a Friends with like the original cast, or even with new people stepping into the roles, that would have been garbage.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they didn't do that.
I'm definitely glad they didn't do that too. And it was just really good. It was down to earth. It was fun. It was just something to bring back the memories or whatever. Nothing like too crazy. Like they did the Boy Meets World remake into Girl Meets World. I watched that just to kind of see what it was. That was a cheesy remake. I'm trying to think of a few other shows that they've remade that were absolutely corny that they probably should have just left alone.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Modern day TV is almost as corny as AEW. Almost. Not quite as close, but almost. So
not quite as close, but almost.
I got some AEW news for you guys.
Oh Lord.
So apparently they gave Brody Lee Jr. the Dark Order Championship at Double or Nothing Fan Fest.
Why does that kid have a Lucha Libre mask on?
That's Brody Lee's son.
Why does he have a Lucha Libre mask on?
To cover up his face. I don't understand. I don't know what's going on there.
Destructor said, oh boy, AEW? More like gay EW. Yes, you are right, Destructor, gay EW.
Yes, it is pretty damn gay. But it just like enough of the Brody Lee pandering. We get it. Okay, he died. He went away. That's fine. Why do we got to keep on sucking his dick? It's like, it pisses me off. That's all they fucking do is they just suck Brody Lee's dick. It's like he died, okay? And the thing that bugs me, I'm going to shoot here a bit.
No, when you're done, I got one more thing to say.
Well, the thing that bugs me about that whole situation with Brody Lee is Tony Khan had to have known that Brody Lee had a lung issue, that he was on a waiting list for getting a new lung. He had to know this. But the billionaire here couldn't pull strings and get this guy a new lung. He let him die. So, and now he's, I guess, having this memoriam by kissing his ass and doing all this other stupid shit. And another thing he's doing too is get him in.
I don't think his child should be part of this. Like,
well, that's
like
what
I
I'm
said,
saying.
like I said, with them acknowledging that Brody died and everything, I think that's cool. But sitting there and letting him have this, his kid just be on this whole entire segment, it's not like the kid needs to be working to pay bills.
Nope.
They should be taking care of the family. I think if it was their fault, they should be taking care of the family, and they couldn't do it. What's that VHS? Okay, so you and I have a beef. You tagged me. We were just talking about it in the Friends thing today, and I liked it. I loved it. Just saying. Okay, sorry, off topic, but he was the one that tagged me, so I'm the one that has it. So now that he jumped in, what's up, Bossad? If his mother doesn't see an issue with it, then what's the problem? The problem is I just don't think the wrestling ring is the place for a kid backstage with adult wrestlers or any of that. I don't think that's a place for a kid.
I think that's crazy. I don't know if you guys have heard, but there was a huge parking lot brawl at the NBA playoffs, and these fans in the parking lot were just beating the shit out of these two Mavericks fans. So if you guys get a chance, go and check out that video. It's pretty crazy. But I think most of TV nowadays just is terrible. It's terrible. Well, and how we were talking about GAEW, apparently Tony Khan cut a promo right after Dynamite went off the air, and it was just sucking off Brody, sucking him off. Here's what the Smark who put out the tweet said: "An emotional Tony Khan is brought to near tears, talking about fans being back and what Brody Lee meant to #AEW." Well, and let's get a little bit of this. So I'm not going to subject you guys to another minute of that crap, but that's just the kind of pandering that Tony is doing for this Brody Lee guy. It just sucks.
I think, but like my whole thing is I don't think it's so much the wrestlers as it is the writers that are trying to get all that done. Like have him on there and keep going. Like I'm one of those strict parents. I want my kid in bed.
Well, and I would hope that strict parents wouldn't let their kids watch whack-ass SNL, because SNL has gotten like super bad, like the worst I've ever seen it. And it got to a point that SNL hit record lows when they had Lil Nas X doing his satanic performance on the show. So apparently, here's what VHS was saying: those goofy Nas X defenders are being real quiet after that shit. Exactly. Because at that point, it's not just a video. No, he's openly promoting an agenda. And these satanic dickheads, they're going to realize that that agenda, they're pushing it way too fast. Something like that, you need to seep into culture for them to accept something like that. And they're not doing a good job of it. You can really tell that they've been accelerating their agenda and trying to get shit out there. Like stuff that would have been dragged along at a slower pace, they're really shoving in your face now everywhere you look. And Lil Nas X, I think he's got that perfect safeguard just because he's a gay black man. So he's like, okay, now you can extra not scrutinize me. And I think that is something that, no, we need to call out people for doing the fucked up shit that they're doing. And I mean, it was pretty obvious from the fact that he did a video about it. Then he put out a pair of sneakers. And then he goes on SNL and acts the fool. It's like at that point, you pretty much ruined your fucking career. And especially this kid was
I don't even know who he is, so he is not relevant.
He's Old Town Road Kid.
I don't even know who that is.
I'm gonna take my house to the Old Town Road. You never heard that whack ass song? Okay. Well,
Boss Hog, it's all good. No worries. We let people express their opinions in here.
Well, and people are figuring out that it's just like something like that. They just don't want that in their face. Like a lot of people, they aren't into that new age crap. And like the type of stuff.
I have no clue who half these new people are. Like I said, those people that want $1,000 for tickets and then give away $18 for those that are vaccinated. Like I don't even know who that band was. Like, are you even really worth $18,000 or $1,000? I highly doubt it.
No band is worth $1,000.
I mean, there's a few that I would pay $1,000 to go see, but
I think I've seen all the good bands dirt cheap, so it's just like I wouldn't want to pay $1,000 to go see them.
Let's see if you guys know the name. Hold on, let me go get the name and see if you guys know the name
it's probably
of this band.
Probably some band like Fish. That's what I can imagine.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's So this comes from Fox 32 Chicago, and it's loading up. Like we said, sorry for the internet. It's being absolutely awful today. Um, Tickets to this Florida concert are $18 if vaccinated, 1,000 if you're not. This is a punk or a pop punk band.
Yes.
And they are called Teenage Bottle Rockets. And they announced their 2021 US tour, which includes several stops in Florida. To encourage more people to get vaccinated, the band is offering $18 if you're fully vaccinated. But if you're not, oh, I'm sorry, your price is $99.99 a ticket, or $999.99. Sorry, a ticket. Who are these bottle rockets, and why do we care?
Seriously, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I just, ugh, I don't know. I just seen that, and it just like to me out of nowhere was just like, what is this crap?
Now it pisses me off that the hashtag creepy Donald is trending. It's like, dude, come on. Biden is way creepier than Trump. Now, granted, Trump's done some creepy shit, but come on. Not even the same aspect as Biden. Biden is like a certified creepazoid. It's like, come on. If anything, I just look at it like the dude's just, he's friendly, but Biden takes it on a whole nother level.
I am so tired of seeing the agenda be pushed right now for people to do this. And now Facebook has just come to terms and supposedly realizing after this has been said for a very, very long time that the agenda of what Trump was saying was about everything going on from being man-made to whatever. Facebook just now decided to let that to where they are not banning that on their platform anymore for anybody that talks about that. And the crazy part about it is they've been sitting here pushing this agenda the whole entire time, and now they're like, "Oh, let's talk about this, let's do this," And it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just oversensitive with everything because I've been in quarantine too long, but I know this is bullshit.
So I hate to bring it back to the wrestling news and AEW for that matter, but apparently a commentator was fired the other night. He was on the Spanish commentary table, and while they were at a commercial break, this is, I want to say, after or during the Hikaru Shida match, they were making fun of her and doing like Asian voices and stuff, and the dude got canned.
Good.
Well, but it just frustrates me because here Cody was saying, "Oh, we're all about racial equality. We want people to feel at home here in AEW." And then that happens. I'm just like, come on, dude.
Sorry, I'm not a Cody Rhodes fan. I'm not like any of the AEW fans or AEW, whatever it is.
AEW.
Yes, that's exactly what it is, VHS. It's being thrown in everybody's face, it's being shoved down our throats. And you go look at the CDC, and the numbers are really low for people getting vaccinated, surprisingly. And
Right.
now they're saying that if you've had COVID once and you've had all of it, you cannot catch COVID again. And people said that they know people that had COVID, they got it again, and then they got the vaccination, and then they got it again.
My whole thing is, why would I get a vaccination for something when I'm not sick?
Yeah,
That's
I
always been my issue, is I will not get a vaccination for anything unless I have symptoms of it, unless I'm sick, and I'm not sick. So it's like, why would I have to do this? And the fact that businesses are awarding prizes to people and giving them free stuff for showing proof of their vaccination, I think is absolutely retarded. And it should make people realize, hey, there's something behind this. Because honestly, when's the last time that you had a business give you something for free? There's always a catch, no matter what.
I
What?
was reading a bunch of comments online from people that live in our area, and they were sitting there going, "Well, we'll consider it when you give us a new house because houses are almost $1 million here."
Yeah, they're
And
fucking
so,
ridiculous.
even for like the little tiny rinky-dink one-bedroom or two-bedroom, one-bathroom shack, it's like $795,000.
Hmm.
And um, everybody's like, "Oh, well, we'll be able to work with that." Well, they're trying to get away $116 million in money and gift cards and stuff here now if you get the vaccination.
It's, it's like, okay, well, so basically it's a sweepstakes. So go and get the prick, and you're not going to get anything from it. You may like be one out of 100,000 people to win a sweepstakes, but it's like, you more likely you're just going to be that dumb shit that goes and gets a fucking vaccination for no reason.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Yeah,
I can't see who that is because.
that is NX Gen feud.
Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, sorry. I have my glasses on, but I'm sitting further away from the computer, and my phone's almost dead, so I can't read the comments. So I leave it to NC to read me the comments or help me with that at least, so
Yeah,
I can
yeah. No,
be here to talk with you guys.
you are all good.
We moved the computer so we could charge it, and nobody's brought out a charger to charge the computer. That's cute.
You know what? It should have enough juice on it, more likely. So here's some news for you guys. Apparently, there's something that happened in the Congo as a volcanic eruption triggered earthquakes and fear of lake of methane explosions. It's not fucking cool. So, in the city of Goma in eastern Congo, a volcano erupted and hundreds of earthquakes followed. Hundreds. Sheesh. So they're saying that there are apocalyptic scenes on the ground as officials say more eruptions than earthquake are possible. That's pretty interesting. I would keep an eye out for that and see how that goes, because that's something that could be really crazy in due time. Uh, Especially if you see 100 all at once, that would say that maybe we're going to see more in Africa or along that fault line. So, shit,
Scary.
pretty fucking scary. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the big one to happen on the West Coast. I do wear glasses. I do. I do. Well, not all the time. I'm supposed to. What would you say? Like,
You wear it like maybe one day out of the week. I
if
very
that,
rarely see you wear
if
glasses.
that. So, like,
They're
maybe.
reading glasses.
No, they're not. I'm nearsighted. I can't see far away. I'm
Okay,
supposed to wear them all the time.
got you.
Like, when I'm in there watching TV, I'm just basically listening to it because I can't see it. And I never know where I put my glasses half the time. I'm really, really bad about wearing my glasses. Like he said, like maybe once a week, if not like 2 times a month, will you
Shit's
see me wear my
shit's
glasses.
fucking expensive, man. I mean, shit. These glasses cost me a shitload.
Well,
Like, dude,
like what he fails to realize, I paid these off like years ago. I've
what's
had the
that?
same glasses for like 6 years.
I've never wore glasses, never had to. I've been fortunate.
Well, aren't you freaking lucky?
I know. Well, especially with all the monitors that I stare at. I figured my eyes would be all jacked up, but they're actually doing okay.
Yeah, so I do maybe about 1% out of 100. 99% of the time I wear them. Not 1%, not so much. Or don't wear them. Not 1%, not so much. Or so much. I don't know. I'm tired. It's been a long it's been a long week here. trying to get everything together, and then I just actually finished working on some new logos today.
Yeah, there were some fairly cool logos. I really dug them. Yeah, you've definitely been up in your game. So if anybody needs some logos, definitely hit up Julie VOP. She can hook you up. She's got the quality.
Yeah, I just got a couple of them done. Or well, how many did I do? Like 6 today, I think.
Damn.
So I did about 6 logos today, just kicking back, chilling, having fun with that. So it's almost my bedtime, and I didn't get my nap in today, so
Did you hear about the London protest?
I did not.
So people were out in the streets protesting for everything to be opened. And I kind of feel bad for them because, like, from what I'm hearing where we live, we're looking at mid-June to take the masks off and, everything to be opened up again. And that's more than anything. I tell you what I miss more than anything is the theme parks and the movie theaters.
Yes.
Because I'm the type of guy, like, if I can, I just like sitting back and having something spectacular entertain me. So yeah, I miss that more than anything. I miss laser tag. I miss bowling alleys. I miss playing pool. I miss all those recreational things. So to know that they're opening up for us is awesome, but it just kind of sucks for other people across the world. London always has been one of those areas though where like I think they're like the testing ground for New World Order shit, and I just always notice that they're the first ones to get hit with whatever it is, whatever agenda they're trying to push. It's just it sucks. It really sucks.
It's weird.
I'm glad I don't live there. I'll tell you that much.
Um, One fucked up year after another. Yes, I completely agree with that. It has been definitely different. A lot of good things have happened this year, but last year was definitely rough.
Mhm.
I never stayed inside so much in my entire life, and then I got to the point where I was just like, screw it, and I go outside, and like they didn't enforce masks or anything, so we didn't have to wear masks unless we were going into the store.
And it's weird too because like when I drove through Idaho, it was weird. Nobody was wearing a mask.
Yeah, they're completely open.
It was just so weird. I mean, especially during the pandemic to drive through that state and not see anybody with a mask, just operating as usual. I was like, dude, must be nice. Just it sucks.
For $80, we can watch a whole entire film.
Well, no, VHS was saying that for $80 you can get a whole theater to yourself to watch films. Okay, I'd be cool with that. Just have a private party, invite people.
I'm down.
Private movie theater party.
I'm down.
Yes.
And then I could sleep in the very back of the theater, throw popcorn at the back of your head. I could do a whole bunch of things.
I had a friend that was a real dickhead growing up, and he would go and piss in the back seat.
Ew.
Like the very last seat in the corner, he would always take a piss. I'm like, why you gotta do that for? And he's like, I like marking my territory. I'm like, whatever, dude.
That's disgusting.
Well, sixth graders do crazy shit. And I mean, it's not like that movie theater hadn't had its fair share of loads because a guy that used to work there told me that Johns would always bring their hookers into the movies because that theater would always play movies for like 3 months after they had been out. So they would take them into like Bridges of Madison County and get blowjobs in the back. So it was that type of theater.
A hooker theater.
It was basically a hooker urine theater, yes.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Can't kill yourself. All right. I've been a while since I heard them do their shit. Pretty good series if you guys haven't checked out CKY. It was basically Jackass before Jackass, and it's Bam and his buddies doing a whole bunch of crazy shit. So
Never seen it.
Yeah, if you get a
I've
chance.
Viva La Bam.
I got the DVDs somewhere. I got to dig them out. Viva La Bam wasn't bad, but it was nothing compared to CKY just because they would just do, I think, better pranks. The pranks were higher quality, and I don't know, they kind of got safe on Viva La Bam. Just my opinion. I remember the fire in your whole brain. Okay, so what he's talking about is you go up to a fast food place, and after you get your food, they pass you the drink, and then you act like you're putting a straw in, and then you take the drink and go, fire in the hole, and chuck it at them. Truly just staring at
Now
my
I
yard.
can see why they would want $15+ an hour to deal with people's bullshit, and I can understand this now.
It's fucked up, but it's funny. It's fucked up.
I'm gonna do a fire in the hole with him one night when he's not expecting it.
Okay, well, I'll make sure to do a fire in the hole while you're sleeping.
You're disgusting.
Yeah,
You
well,
disgust me.
I'll give you a shit stash.
You disgust me. You disgust me. The CKY looks more authentic. I remember watching it in my skateboard days, good times. I've never seen any of that.
Well, I got the DVDs. I'll pop them in someday.
Yes, because we do so well with watching DVDs around this house.
I know. It's just, well, I'm usually like tired as fuck, and I don't want to put in a DVD. It's
Even
right.
on our date night, we're sitting there and we're like, oh, what are we going to watch? If it has to go into a DVD player, we don't get up. We're like, oh, okay, hold on. Let's go find what we can find a movie
And I
on.
think that ties back to what we were saying about how movie theaters, are kind of dying out. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that most of these people, they can go and get a 72-inch TV for under $1,000. We'll see, Big House. We'll see. Yeah, so they can go ahead and get $1,000 72-inch TV. They can get their Netflix, their Roku, whatever streaming service they want, and they can have most of the movies that they want to see on demand.
They're trying to get you in trouble. I just want you to know that.
I think they want you to get a shit stash.
That's disgusting. He does it. I'm coming for both of y'all.
Yeah, it's just,
I don't know.
well, that's why. It's because like when you have that type of convenience, you don't want to go the extra mile of dusting off a CD and ejecting whatever it is you left inside the player beforehand and popping in the new disc and then waiting for the start menu. And it's just, when you think
act
about it,
like it's such a long process. The reason why they have all the trailers in a movie is so you can go to the bathroom, you can get a drink, you can get your snacks.
but what if
you
I'm
can be
ready before the
comfortable.
movie starts?
Well, then don't be.
Okay.
Go when the trailers are running.
So as soon as I step in the door from work, I just pop in the DVD, and then 2 hours later, once the trailers are done, I get to watch the movie. Is that how it goes?
Exactly. You could take a nap, go to the bathroom, take a shower,
Write a
song, write a book.
Put out a video.
Pretty much.
Yeah, cool.
See, this is why him and I get along so well, because we brainstorm like this.
True.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, if anything, that's just the problem right there is convenience. And I think that's the biggest problem with culture nowadays and why it's raised, I hate to say it, a generation of lazy pussies. Like the kids coming up nowadays are lazy pussies. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're not challenged. Everything's so convenient to them.
Yeah.
They don't have to go to like extraordinary lengths. It's like with me, I didn't have awesome video games growing up. I had to get on my fucking 10 speed and ride down to the arcade or ride my bike down to the arcade and play arcade games there. And I would have to chunk in like $20 of my money in a quarter. So it was a very different situation. And now it's just like, oh, well, let me see if I can borrow my mommy's credit card and order this game that is $15 on the PlayStation Store. And
whoa. Why do I feel like I'm being attacked here?
You're not being attacked.
Oh no, I feel like I'm being attacked. For the record, I didn't ask to borrow my mommy's credit card. I asked to borrow his for the 25 games that I wanted to buy, and he told me no.
No, well, it's just like, no, I'm talking
because
about...
I have them on Xbox, play them on Xbox, and I'm not an Xbox person. I'm straight out PlayStation. So PlayStation, if you'd like to sponsor the VOP, I would be more than happy to like be the tester of your products.
TikTok, it plays and be famous to be lazy and weird. It's true, but you know what? I mean, I actually, to be quite honest, I thought about putting stuff on TikTok just because that shit gets crazy engagement and their algorithm is fucking like the wild, wild west over there. So, I mean, I might have some content coming on TikTok, FYI. Just if I get a moment, we'll see what happens.
There we go. Boss Hog is saying some words that people haven't heard in a very long time.
Fuck, I miss Blockbuster. I miss Hollywood Video. And more than anything, what I miss is that it felt like a trip. It felt like, okay, Well, let me go and see what new movies they got. And then after that, after you got like your one or two new movies, you go over to the old releases, like something that you really been hankering to watch, and you get that. And then you're like, maybe I'll play a game too. You go over the games, you get your game, and you get it all in one spot. And that's something that you just don't have nowadays. I don't care if the fucking case has boogers all over it, Dorito stains, as long as the DVD works. That's
No,
all I
it
give a
wasn't
shit.
the DVDs. We had VHSs when that happened, and I remember at this little.
You didn't have blockbusters with DVDs?
No, not that I remember.
Really?
I just remember
You get the old releases.
the VHS that they used to release, and everything. But I remember distinctly this one was set up in this little strip mall just right down the street from my house. And we would go rent movies like every so often, like on Fridays and stuff. We would go down there and rent movies. And in the back, they had like a beaded drape over it.
They have porn?
Yes.
A blockbuster with porn?
Not Blockbuster. It was privately owned. It was
okay. Oh no! That's the thing.
And I remember wandering around by myself.
Yeah.
Because my mom told me I can go pick a movie. And there was like, I don't think this is where I'm supposed to be.
Well, I remember I came across that once in a local video store. It's where the Starbucks is now. And I went inside there and I went to the back and I took a look at some of the covers and just the titles. And I was like, all right, I should probably get on out of here. My dad was like, what are you doing? Get out of there. I'm like, all right.
Well, I mean, like when you're sitting there and you're trying to go find a Disney movie, and all of a sudden you find the movie.
Yes.
It was quite different.
Yeah. Well, and it was just the thing that I loved about it the most is I felt like you could really get something for everybody. Because like we would go as a family. It would be like the four of us, JCNC, my dad and my mom, and we would go head down to the video store and we would try to get something for everybody. Like JC would usually get a video game. I would probably get a video game. My dad would get one of the new releases, and my mom would get like some drama or fucking comedy or something. So it all worked out, and it was something that I just don't think you have really available nowadays. Because even nowadays, like yes, you can download games streaming on demand and find a lot of the games. Not every game, but a lot of the games you're looking for. And yes, you can do the same for movies, but it's not the same as, I guess, going and doing it as a family and holding it in your hands. It's just a very different feeling. It's kind of like with music too, how music has been revolutionized to the fact where like people don't really buy CDs anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's sad too, because that's something that I used to be. I used to be an avid CD collector, and to see everything just go digital, it shows me more than anything that they're trying to make it, in my opinion, so that everything is erased from being able to hold it, and it's all owned by a company, and you have to access their shit digitally in order to get it.
I tried to find the movie store, and that's the last movie store they have for it's a porn shop.
No, there's actually there's most porn shops like Deja Vu, they have their own video sections, and they're huge video sections. I remember I went into the Deja Vu Superstore, and it was like just a whole entire floor of pornos.
What were you doing in a porn shop?
Well, I had always seen it in the neighborhood. I had never been there. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go and check it out and see what they got. So on the bottom floor, it's all sex toys, gels, condoms, all that shit. You go up to the second floor, it's all videos and all that shit. And I walked around for a little bit, checked it out, and I'm like, all right, well, nothing really here for me.
I was just very surprised to see that because I didn't realize they had that kind of stuff.
Oh, no. That's one of the few things that's actually still available for rent is porn. But even with porn, too, they're making that streaming nowadays, too. It used to be the point where I remember you used to have to pay for decent porn on the internet, and now virtually all porn, no matter if it's good or bad, is absolutely free. And it's
like the cheaply made. They're like, come here, let me feather dust you. And you're like, okay, come here. I'm ready to go. Feather dust. And you're just like,
you'd be surprised. If you can find the right sites. I mean, people are putting up free OnlyFans stuff, free premium site stuff. You just need to know what to look for and know what to find. And
So speaking of that fans only, I didn't know what that was.
OnlyFans
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Fans only fans. Fans, chicken fans.
Did you hear about what Bad Baby did on her first day on there?
Oh, good God.
Broke records.
Is that supposed to be a joke?
No, she's
okay. I didn't know if that was supposed to be a joke. I didn't know if I was supposed to start laughing because she literally breaks my eardrums when she tries to sing a rap. She's like, exactly. She's like, I'm gonna catch you outside. How about that? Catch me outside. Catch me outside. Like, I can't stand that kid.
I just want Eminem to rip her apart. That would be beautiful.
So I didn't know what it was or whatever, right? So I go on there and I make an account, and I get on there and I realize what it is, and I backed out of there really quick. And everybody's like, "Oh, go check us out on OnlyFans or Fans Only," and I'm like, they're like, "Oh, people will pay you to see your feet. They'll pay you to see whatever," and I'm just like, "What?"
You'd be surprised, especially nowadays with the simp culture, and this is why we always just rag on these fucking cucks with too much money. Because there are simps out there that will pay a huge amount of money for simply just meeting one of their OnlyFans people that they pledge to. Now check this out. Check this out. There's a guy that, here's the story behind it, is they say that he paid $10,000 to go and see this chick on OnlyFans, and she claimed that he only got a hug. And then she took the $10K and went and spent it with her boyfriend on a vacation. They traveled the world with that $10K that they got from the simp. Now, me personally, I think he got some, because in the background, off the far side, you can notice the bed with just the disheveled sheets. And I'm like, all right, he got at least a blowjob. Something happened there. But just the fact that even he paid $10K, let's say theoretically he got sex with this woman, he paid $10K to fuck some regular chick, and she took the money and went and fucking spent it with her boyfriend. How can that not make you feel like a useless piece of shit?
What if somebody offered me $50,000 and they're like, I just want a hug? Would you take it?
Well, but here's the thing.
No, I'm asking, would you take it? If somebody said, I will get you $50,000 straight cash right now.
Has to be in front of me.
To get a hug, and he can sit back and watch for a hug, and I will give you $50,000 cash.
It would have to be in front of me just in case this fool doesn't try to rape you or anything. That'd be my concern. Is I don't want to leave you alone in a hotel room with some fucking potential raper, serial killer that will fucking bound and gag you or do some fucking crazy shit, so try to protect my woman,
Oh.
Yeah, but these simps, they're just boring ass fucking losers. I mean, I've never got, like, especially on Twitter, it's crazy how they will go out of their way to defend women that would not even look at them on the street. The perfect example that I think of right now, and I'm going to rant on this bitch, is Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks is one of the most pathetic talents to ever exist in professional wrestling. One of the most overrated women that has ever competed in professional wrestling, has done virtually nothing to make herself better over time. Here she is now, 4 years removed from NXT on the main roster, and she's an even worse version of Sasha Banks than she was in NXT. What I can give her credit for is, at least in NXT, she was an asshole heel. She had somewhat of a character. She comes over to the main brand. They try to make her a face. They try to push her as a face. It does not work because this bitch can't act. I mean, that's the thing, is if you're going to put somebody who can't act in a character, you have to start them out as a heel, because it's a lot easier to be a heel.
Whoa.
That's
all I'm going to say is, you guys should have seen this. He was sitting a certain way. And then right when he got into the whole Sasha Banks thing, he got all upright, facing the mic. And he got into it.
I'm not done.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, proceed.
I'm not done. And this bitch, she has the nerve to talk shit to the people who she works for. I totally believe the rumors about her and Bailey throwing a protest in the locker room. I don't know if you heard about this, but after they lost the tag team titles, I want to say this was like maybe a year or two ago, they laid down in the locker room as a form of protest, and then went to the hotel room and laid down in the hallway of the hotel where the WWE wrestlers were staying at. And then apparently she also called Vince McMahon a cracker and then ran off to the bathroom crying. And I see these tweets from her. She's like, oh, thank you so much, Vince McMahon. Thank you, Vince. You're awesome. Bitch, if you were a mid-carder, you would be talking shit like crazy. The fact that you still get pushed for whatever reason, the fact that you were in the WrestleMania, one of the WrestleMania main events, is absolutely ludicrous. And if anything, it shows that this woman, she's got some connection. She got in very deep with Stephanie. And it pisses me off how nobody fails to see that anybody who's a horse-faced woman, any one of those women, they are protected, regardless of the fact that they fucking suck. They're protected and put in good spots. They all hold titles. They're all pushed to the fucking moon, even though none of them draw. And it frustrates me how WWE, more than ever, they're doubling down on people like Sasha Banks. Like, they see that this woman is not bringing anybody. They even see with their own eyes during WrestleMania that fans leave during the Sasha Banks-Bianca Belair match. They're fucking leaving during the main event. If anything, that should tell them that, hey, this is not working. We need to push somebody else. We need to try out somebody else. I don't know what she did to have her spot, but she is not worth the other spot. I don't know if she did some sort of ritual or whatever to be in the spot that she is, but she does not have the chops to back up what she's done backstage to be in that spot. I'm all for somebody doing whatever they need to do to get to the top as long as they have the talent to do it. I don't condone it, but at the same time, I just want to be entertained at the end of the day. It's like John Cena. Trust me, this guy has done a lot of shit that if people knew what he did behind the scenes, they would not like him. They would demonize him and they would hate him, okay? He's a perfect example. But because he does so much public relations shit, because he's like Mr. Make-A-Wish on the outside, I do it for the troops, I do it for the children, because he's one of those guys, people give him a pass. And it's like, dude, if you really knew the real John Cena, you would not be a huge fan. I just wish that people knew the real Sasha Banks. And these simp cucks, they get trapped in this fantasy of this woman, Sasha Banks, as being the perfect woman. What does she have to offer?
Calm down.
She's got a little boy butt. It's gross. She's got mosquito bite tits. She got an ugly ass greyhound face. She's got a stupid magenta wig. And if you've seen the wig push up, this bitch is going balder than Pennywise, okay? She looks like garbage. She wears the same fucking outfit she's worn for the last 3 years. Still the same ass stupid fucking theme song. Same ass light show. Same ass entrance. Nothing has changed. At least with Roman Reigns, he took out the fucking stupid flak vest and he's got this tribal chief bullshit going on and he's got a new whack-ass theme song. At least there's something different with him. With Sasha Banks, there's fucking nothing different. It's the same old fucking shit shoved down your throat, Triple H and Stephanie style. Oh, you don't like it? Here, have some more. Choke on it. Choke on it and watch our ratings drop to the ground. Yeah. That's what it is. They get to push who they want to push, regardless of the ratings dropping. I remember one time there was a quote, and somebody was saying that Vince McMahon would be perfectly fine with a half-empty arena if it was only the type of people that he wanted watching his program. If they were perfectly fine with the crap that he pushed, he'd be perfectly fine with that. I think what they meant to say is Triple H and Stephanie, because the way I look at it is like this: Vince does not run shit anymore. And if you watch the shows, if you're actually like brave enough to sit through 3 hours of Raw or 2 hours of SmackDown, you'll see that these shows are some of the worst shows in wrestling history. Not just like this decade. I'm talking wrestling history. And take into account, I'm talking about the goofy early 90s of WWF. I'm talking about like the early days of WCW. I'm talking about the early days of ECW. I'm talking some goofy ass wrestling. Early days of TNA. Goofy ass fucking wrestling. And it continues to get goofier and goofier to the point that here they are. Guess what their rating was for this last Raw?
5,000.
No.
100,000. 12.
1.62.
Ooh.
So 1.62 million. Now here they were getting 1.8s, 1.7s. They hit a record low of 1.62. Now that should tell you right now that this shit, it's not getting any better. And they don't want it to get any better. People always will say to me, you know, hey, is there going to be another Attitude Era? I think you can tell right now with the way the company is heading and the fact that they got Nick Khan pulling all these behind the scenes moves. I think right now they're trying to liquidate WWE and make it to the point that they can sell it. And I think we're going to see a sale sometime after SummerSlam. I think Nick Khan was brought in as the WWE president. Keep in mind, WWE president. I think he was brought in to come in and liquidate the company and make as much money as he can off of it. That's why all those production firings started happening. I mean, if I don't know if you guys have seen all the names attached, but I want to say it's overall like 60 people backstage sliced. Now, I know usually when we do featured endeavors, we're talking about on-air talents. This is kind of a different story because not only did they cut on-air talents, but they cut a shitload, a massive amount of backstage personnel to the point that right now it's looking like they completely got rid of production. They're probably going to be consolidating some other departments. I wouldn't be surprised if they really consolidate their social media department. I really wouldn't be surprised if they close down WWE Studios because there really is no reason for it anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if they got rid of the music division. I wouldn't be surprised if they scaled back on pyro, did everything they could right now to, save the dollar. That's what I pretty much think is going on. And I know there were some talks about them doing live shows. My personal opinion about all that is I think it's just going to be few and far between. I think for the most part, the reason why they like the Thunderdome is because they can save money with it. And I think that's why they keep on using it so that they can look good for their quarterly profits and be like, we're not touring, but at least we didn't spend a shitload on our shows. So I think that they're trying to have that safeguard there, but personally, guys, I don't see WWE recovering. I don't see it getting any better. Maybe if it gets sold. I mean, we've always held out the hope that maybe if it gets sold to NBC or maybe if it gets sold to Fox, that you might see them step in and make the creative changes necessary to make wrestling relevant again. But even then, I'm kind of doubting that because I think more than anything, what they're trying to make it into is just content, like shitty content that they can just use to fill up time. Used to fill up blocks. And that's the main reason why they signed the Peacock deal in the first place. It's just so they could give them content. Here, fill it up. Fill up your shitty fucking network with all these shitty WWE shows that nobody watches. But if anything, it looks good on paper because, hey, we have more shows now. It's not just like 12 shows. Beforehand, it really felt like that. It felt like fucking 12 shows.
It's just easier.
Yeah.
I can't stand Peacock, though. I don't like Peacock for it.
I'm not a big fan of Peacock. I tried it out for a little bit, and honestly, the only thing I use Peacock for is the WWE shows, like the pay-per-views. That's about it. The one I probably use the most is HBO Max. That one is worth the money. That's a really good one. Hulu, that's used to be a lot better. Hulu used to be good. Now it's okay.
Yeah, I can't complain for right now with Hulu.
Netflix is fucking garbage. Like the fucking worst.
Yeah. Disney Plus is my favorite, I think, but I don't really watch Disney Plus all that much.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching a lot of Hulu and a lot of Netflix.
Well, Disney
but I'm
Plus,
trying to catch up on Gotham. So.
Disney Plus is good for like if you like the older animated shows. They have a lot of the good older animated shows on there.
Boy Meets World. Hello.
Well, not only that, but she was on a huge Darkwing Duck binge the other day.
I get on these little binges. Like I'll sit there and go watch something, and then I'll just sit there and watch it and watch it and watch it. And then finally, I get sick of it, and then I like change it.
Yeah.
But Boy Meets World, I made it from the very first episode all the way to the very last.
Well, because you were a hardcore fan of it.
Within like less than a month.
You were a hardcore fan of it. Okay, so I think I told you about this, but I'm not sure if I did. If I didn't, I'm going to go ahead and say, did you hear what happened to Paige?
Mm-mm.
She got banned from Twitch for streaming Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, yes. Yes. You did tell me that.
How can you not feel like a fool? You got banned streaming a movie called Dumb and Dumber. And I didn't know this about Twitch because I don't stream shit off of there. I like Paige, but not smart. And I like Dumb and Dumber too, but dude, not smart. So apparently Twitch has this thing where it has like a watch now button where you can go ahead and click on the watch now. It'll have like a little blue check mark and you know that that's a video that's like you can go ahead and stream on Twitch and you won't have to worry about copyright issues. And she unfortunately starred a movie that didn't have the blue check mark, got halfway through the stream and then they pulled it. And it's crazy. It really is crazy to see them just do that, pull somebody midstream and ban their shit. And I honestly, I don't know if she's going to get her shit back. Some people have been able to appeal that and get back, but I don't know if Paige can do that. I think it fucking sucks. And the reason why I think it really fucking sucks is because, here Paige has had 2 really serious neck injuries. My opinion, one of the most promising female wrestlers of all time. I think Paige had everything needed to be the game changer in WWE. She had a lot of talent. And to see what Sasha Banks, one of those people, did to her, to see what WWE did to her, how much they beat her up, to the fact where she had to retire and be a Twitch streamer, and then she gets her livelihood taken away from her. I feel really, really bad for her. And I don't know what the fuck she's gonna do. I mean, besides like going back to porn, it's like, what the fuck can you do, Paige? I feel bad for you. So hopefully you're able to get your shit together and you're able to get on another streaming platform. I mean, it's not the end of the road. Hey, maybe Haps might reach out to her. You never know. You never know. This is a key opportunity for Paige to get a deal going with Haps and get going on Haps. And then she can be like, hey, guys, I'm no longer on Twitch now. I'm on Haps. And I will say this about Haps. They let you get away with some shit. They're not bad. They're not bad. Well, here is I don't know if you guys check out TJ the Prodigy, but this dude is streaming like wrestling matches and shit on there and doesn't get flagged.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
They've been really awesome.
That's cool as fuck. So Haps is cool for now. And that's
as you're on there streaming and you're like, you're cool for now.
Well, because I see a lot of the roads. I see where these roads are going. What happens is the minute that something gets corporate, usually bought out by Google, they change. And they don't change for the better. So, I really hope that Haps can keep the butthole tight, and keep their programming good. Because more than anything, that's just what I want to see, guys. I just want to see this streaming platform thrive. And I want to see it really go good. Somebody asked me to sound off on Ronnie Radke. I really don't have a problem with the guy. I think he's okay. I don't know anything about him. Some people have told me that he's a piece of shit. He seems like an okay guy. I mean, he stopped a home intruder from breaking in. Some psycho fucking weirdos trying to break in and attack Paige, and he beat the guy up. So obviously this punk rock kid learned some shit in prison. So good for him.
And who was that? Ronnie
Radke. He's a punk rock singer. He does punk rock and rap and shit.
And of course, as you can't tell, we don't know much about punk in this house.
Well, it was one of those things where people said that, oh, Paige is dating this dude. So I went and checked out a couple of his videos.
Oh, okay. It's a Paige thing.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, he's cool, all right, whatever. I mean, I'm not a big fan of his music, but good for him. He's got Paige and he's sticking up for his lady. So cool guy in my book. All right. Yeah. So guys, that is the end of our show. My connection has been garbage. Appreciate you guys for coming and checking us out, and check us out next when we do Tuesday night. We have NXT live coming to you guys, not VOP, TWRP. NXT sucks live.
We are not going live on Tuesday. We're off this next Tuesday.
No, I'm working
on
not on VOP. Uncensored. Yeah, that's why I said TWRP.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I need a nap.
Don't worry about it. It's all good. So, all right, guys. So next Tuesday, NXT Sucks Live. Join NC and JC for some brutal ripping apart of the NXT roster.
I'll be there too.
And we got Truly too. So check that out, guys. Peace out.
Bye, guys.